What's up, everybody? Eric with Mech Paintball. I know I teased this a little while back, but just been busy and finally got a day of decent weather. It's a little overcast, but it's like 65 degrees here in St. Louis, so figured I'd go ahead and do my shooting and not necessarily unboxing video of my 2017 SFL that I recently received from Renick and Danny at Shocktech, but I'm pretty impressed, needless to say. So of course it came with my Exalt Shocktech labeled gun bag. Here she is. As far as I know, this is the only one in gloss black. And as far as the fit and finish goes on this, I could not be happier with it. I did chrono it right out of the box. I probably won't post that video. It was dark and my son was filming and it's not the best quality, but I had this whole thing where I wanted to prove that it was going to shoot 290s out of the box, and it did. It was actually shooting like a Badlands 290, which was like 315, which was awesome. But you know, I couldn't be happier with this gun. I actually picked this up off of an individual who didn't want to wait anymore for the 2017. He had gotten his classic SFL. But so I went ahead and picked this one up off of him, and then Renick and Danny were gracious enough to let me call and change my order and a couple things to the specs that I wanted on this. So one of those things was obviously the gloss black ano, and then I added a gunfighter to it. And since it was later on in the process, I was able to get the 1.5 gunfighter, and then I'm also purchasing the gloss black slider to go with it as well, just because I want to have both. You know, when I first got into this, before I changed the colors and stuff, you know, I figured maybe it would be an investment and I could turn around and flip this. But after I made my changes on this, and Danny and Renick were again graceful enough to allow me to make those changes and build this gun to my specs, there's no way this thing's going anywhere, especially after playing with it. Me and the boy went out a couple weeks ago, and it just shot flawlessly. And so we'll go ahead and chrono it and get some footage of it shooting. But I've got some pretty good pictures that I'll post up on here as well. But the fit and finish of this thing is absolutely amazing. Again, I couldn't be happier with it. I mean, you can tell that a lot of love and care went into this gun, and well worth every penny I spent on it, and I'm glad to have it and look forward to staring at it and playing with it for years to come. So let's go ahead and check it out. So there you have it, quick shooting video and review of my 2017 gloss black Shocktech SFL Autococker. And if you can find one, I would highly suggest you pick them up. They've been in stock pretty regularly with some custom versions that they're doing on ShocktechUSA.com. Just as a disclaimer, I paid full price for this. I haven't gotten any kind of deals or anything like that. I'm not, you know, they didn't put me up to this. I just love autocockers. Many of you guys that follow my page know I like Shocktech stuff. I was one of the first guys that were putting on some of these gunfighter frames. I've done it for quite a few customers, and everybody seems to be real happy with them. But the coolest thing about this is, you know, if you'd asked me a year and a half, 2 years ago, if I would ever be spending $1,300 on an autococker again, I probably would have, you know, I wouldn't have believed it. But for what I've gotten, I'm absolutely 100% satisfied. And sure, there's some skeptics out there. You know, there was this whole dust up on the internet, and guys still like to run their mouths about it. But yeah, I mean, saying that you were going to get these things out in 90 days, you can appreciate the enthusiasm, but shit happens, you know. Back in the day when everybody was building these things, you could go to Bud and order bodies or order parts or whatever you need. You can't do that these days. You literally have to manufacture every part on here. And to do that and with the final product that these guys put out is absolutely amazing. And you know, if you want to talk crap, you know, haters are gonna hate. It is what it is. But I think it's foolish. I'm just happy that Shocktech is back in the game. You know, there's lots of guys out there. You know, Free Flows are back in it. Simon's still making killer stuff. But the fact that in 2018 I can buy a brand new SFL Autococker, have it made to my specs, is pretty astounding. You know, and there's people out there say, oh, well, for that much money I can get this or I can get that. You know what? I got this. Almost dumped it off the table. I got that. I got that. I got that. I got that. And I've got a lot of others, but the fact of the matter is, it's not this. And I paid for this. It's unique in all of its own ways. It doesn't shoot like any of these other guns. I like each of these because they, you know, have their own differences and quirks and a little bit different operation, but you know, it is what it is. And if you want to buy one, I would highly suggest it. You know, if you're going to spend money on a paintball gun, you know, why not buy something like this that's custom, and you know, you can get something that you couldn't get it just a couple years ago. So you know, if you got any questions, you know, by all means, hit me up on Messenger, or you know, drop a comment in the box. But I love this thing. I'm happy I got it. If you got some extra cash laying around and feel a hole burning in your pocket, I'd pick one up. So shout out to Renick, shout out to Danny for making this happen. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you what you're doing for the sport again, and I'm really excited to see what 2018 brings. Thanks for watching.